Morning, everybody. So it's sugaring day, syrup day here at the farm. Just getting ready to set up the evaporator, and we'll be getting started here soon. So, show you guys what I've been working on. All right, so I just got the fire started. I'll show you guys how this works. So we just took this old file cabinet, tore all the guts out of it, repurposed the drawers, put some hinges on it, made a little door, just screwed the other door back on top, created a little firebox in there. Took this old steam tray, cut out the top so my sap will go here in the steam tray, keeping the lid on it for now, letting the fire get going, keep all the soot out of it, and then just cut a hole in the back and put a little stovepipe out of the back. So once the fire gets good and going, the sap will start to boil, all the water will evaporate off. All day long I'll just keep adding more and more sap to it. I'll just keep adding more sap to the steam tray all day long until I get through everything I have. And as you can see, I have about 12 gallons that I collected this week. I put about a gallon in there already to make sure the pan didn't scorch. And then my dad should be coming by here at some point this morning, and he's bringing the stuff we collected from over at his house. So I think he's showing up with about 8 to 10 more gallons. So hopefully we'll end up with a couple of quarts of syrup. Not really sure, never done this before, but hey, don't know so you try. So kind of show you the process. So I've got my sap buckets, then I'm taking them, I'm running through. I just have a little mesh strainer here, a couple pieces of t-shirt, 100% cotton shirt, straining them through the shirt and taking the pot over, dumping it in the evaporator. Eventually here I'll be getting this tray full as well. I'll set that on top of the other tray, perpendicular, and then that'll start to warm that up before I put it into the actual evaporating tray. And that'll keep the temperature up so it won't drop as much every time I add to it. I won't lose my boil so much, and hopefully it'll keep the process rolling a little quicker. We shall see. Thank goodness we got Big Pablo here to supervise, making sure we don't get into any problems. Make sure we're not up to no good. We are up and moving. I have, kind of hard to see with the steam, but I have achieved a boil. Got the other pan up here, like I said, trying to just keep it a little bit warmer. I lined the sides, well, some of the sides. I kind of lined it with some brick I had laying around. I'm hoping that'll hold in some more of the heat. I guess it can't hurt any. Not really sure if it'll work or not, but it's alive. We're about 2 hours in. If I had to guess, I'm probably somewhere between a gallon to 2 gallons boiled off so far. Cut up a bunch of old pallets, just trying to burn up old crap before I burn up my good firewood. Got Dad over here helping me out. So far, so good. While I'm just standing around watching the pot boil. So this tree here, this has been my big producer. I have quite a few other trees. I have 3 other trees tapped over here at my house, but this one by far has been the big producer. So just these 2 little taps here. Didn't get anything last night. It was too cold. From everything I've read, the cold nights, warm days, that's when you get the best sap flow. So I don't know, maybe next week we'll get some more. Do this again next weekend. Try to get a little more sap out of it. Here's another one of the big sugar maples out here in the front of the house. I'll kind of show you. how you can tell a sugar maple. I gotta get out of the sun. So if you see here, on a sugar maple, you've got the main stem, and then the two buds come off exactly opposite of each other. And you can kind of see here on the tip of this one, you have bud and bud on either side, and then the branch continues out in the middle. And they say sugar maple, shaped like a sugar cone, kind of like an upside down sugar cone. You know, kind of flip it, shaped like a little ice cream cone. Here's one more tree on the other side of the house. As you can see, these are all pretty good sized trees. So I haven't really gotten much production out of this one and the other one on the front of the house. I think it's probably just been a little bit too cold for the sap to really start flowing. But that first big boy I showed you, I probably got about, I don't know, 9 of the 11 or so gallons out of that tree. Hey, Pablo. And then over here across the field, that far stand of trees, I was looking the other day, and there's at least 2 more, maybe a third out there. So if the weather looks like it's going to cooperate next week and kind of be the right temperatures, I might go out and tap those ones too. But we'll see how today goes. Well, while we're at it talking about trees, I also have these 2 big silver maples in my yard. You can tell the silver maples, they don't have that opposite branch thing. The branches grow kind of staggered off of each other. And they bud a whole lot earlier. So you can kind of see there's already buds out on the end of the branches. And then it has this real rough bark. This one over here kind of the same way. It kind of peels a little bit at the edges. Whereas the sugar maples, they're rough, but they don't quite peel off of the tree in the same way. So those are kind of the things that you look for when the leaves aren't up. Gives you a better idea on how to find the right trees. Well, we're 5 hours in. Everything is in a pot. I don't have any more left in buckets. So we're under 10 gallons. Mom and I just tasted it. It's starting to taste like maple. Here's Griswold coming to see what we're doing. So we'll see, maybe 3-4 more hours at this rate. Be able to take it inside, finish it off. Now we're 3 for 3. Here's a little Stardust. All 3 cats have come out to see what we're doing. Just past hour 8. Started about 7:30 this morning. It's about 3:45 now. Just emptied the last of the second pan into the evaporator. So it started with about 16 gallons. And I am down to about under 5. So maybe a couple more hours and we'll be heading inside to make some syrup. Well, we've been at it about 10 hours now. We're getting down to it. As you can see, I guess you can see through all the steam. It's kind of getting a nice amber color. I'll be getting ready to take it into the house soon. I'll show you guys what I'm going to be doing next. I'll be running it through another filter. So this is just more cotton t-shirt. So I'll strain it through here, and then I'll take it inside, put it on the stove top, and the object is to bring it up to about 7 degrees over boiling temperature wherever you're at. So 212 degrees is boiling temperature at sea level. Here in Cincinnati, we're about 750 feet above sea level, so that would put the boiling temperature a little bit lower, maybe 211, 211 and a half. So as you drive the sugar content up, as you boil off the water, that increases the boiling temperature. So I'll be looking for something around, I don't know, 216 and a half, or no, 218 and a half, 219 degrees, something like that. And then I will strain it one more time as I'm putting it in the jars, and we'll have maple syrup. We have made it to the indoor portion of the operation. So as you can see, I strained it. You can see all of the called sugar sand got caught in the t-shirt. As you boil it off, the gritty stuff forms. There's little bits of soot and stuff. I guess there's probably not really any way to avoid that if you're using a wood fire to boil it off. So, but it looks like most of it caught in the shirt. Got about a half a pot. So we'll bring it back up to a boil and see what we end up with. Finally reached the end. I achieved my temperature, about 218 and a half degrees. Now I'm bottling them up, straining them one last time, getting the last of the sugar sand, the niter from inside the tree, all the minerals and stuff that are in the sap. These 2 jars so far. So all in all, pretty fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed my my syrup making video. You know, kind of use this, maybe use this as a little inspiration. Just because you don't know about something doesn't mean you can't go out and do it. The tools are out there, you know. All I did was watch a few YouTube videos, read a couple articles online, figured out how to find the trees, and you know, I think I'm probably about $40 into this project, between buying the taps and buying some bottles and that kind of stuff. So, you know, don't be afraid to give stuff a try. Just because you haven't done it doesn't mean you can't do it. And shout out to my boy Nick for the sweet t-shirt.